Hi everyone, Joe here with another Fallout 76 video. Several of my viewers have asked for a post-Patch 22 update to the Bloodied Unyielding build video I posted a few months ago. Patch 22 is when Bethesda changed the way damage is calculated and they added one wasteland. So here we go with the update. The Bloodied Unyielding build is still one of the most powerful builds in the game after Patch 22. Just don't expect to one-shot kill everything in the wasteland. Now go forth and deal damage like a boss. There. Shortest video ever, right? Boo! 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 Lame! Okay, you're right. We need to talk about Legendary PERK Cards too, so let's jump in. As I mentioned earlier, this is a follow-up to a video detailing how the Bloodied Unyielding build works. You can watch that video by clicking the link above. But here's a quick summary of what we're talking about. With the Bloodied Unyielding build, the lower your health, the more damage you can dish out. To keep damage low, go get irradiated. Enhance your damage output with perk cards, mutations, consumables, and other clothing items. Find a bloodied weapon to build your special stats around, and get a set of unyielding armor to boost all special stats up to +3, except endurance. It should be pretty obvious that the bonus to strength you get from the unyielding armor set works really best with the melee weapons, but you can use other bloodied weapons as well. For example, here's footage of my commando build character using a bloodied weapon to take down a super mutant behemoth with one clip. So what changed with Patch 22? I'll try not to bore you with the details, but Bethesda changed the way bonus damage from different sources is stacked from being multiplicative into being additive. What that means is that all weapons deal less damage. On top of that, one wasteland made it so that enemies scale with your level no matter where on the map you are. In my opinion, all of that is a good thing, but it has led me to die an embarrassing number of times. We can fix that by maximizing damage we can dish out and minimizing damage we receive. But doesn't the Bloodied Unyielding build already min-max damage? Yes, but Patch 22 introduced something else which will help us. Legendary PERK Cards. Now, at level 50, you can start scrapping unneeded perk cards into coins you use to buy legendary perk cards. You can have up to 6 legendary perk cards, and you get one card slot at level 50, level 75, level 100, level 150, level 200, and at level 300. So my first recommendation is to level up as fast as you can. That means boosting the XP you can earn by using consumables, having the herd mentality mutation, using the inspirational card, always being on a team, and most importantly, having your intelligence as high as you can get it. Of course, you can also wear armor that will boost your intelligence, such as the Unyielding Armor set. A full set of Unyielding Armor will give you up to +15 intelligence, so go you! Getting back to the legendary perk cards, we can use these cards to help min-max damage. Some of the cards will be useful all the time, some are situational, and some I think we can safely ignore. You will want to pick and choose the legendary perk cards based on your playstyle or on the build you want to use. I group the legendary perk cards like this. Cards which I think are useless, cards to help you rearrange your special stats, cards that will improve your in-game quality of life, cards that will protect you from damage, and cards that will help you maximize your damage output. Let's start by getting the useless cards out of the way. These are just my opinions, by the way. Please feel free to disagree with me. Blood Sacrifice gives your teammates a boost to damage resist and a little healing when you die. Since dying is something we're trying to avoid, and the boost really doesn't last long, I think this card is pretty useless no matter what build you're using. Retribution restores health and action points when you block a melee attack. Since I always forget to block, I'm not planning on wasting one of my few legendary card slots with this one. This next card is actually really good, but if you're planning to use a Bloodied Unyielding build, the What Rads card is useless to you. It gives you a rad resist, and it restores radiation damage over time. Obviously, this one is really only useful for high health builds. Finally, this is the set of useless cards that are iffy. If you're using the Bloodied Unyielding build, you probably won't be using power armor very often. And as far as I'm aware, Bethesda have no plans to make unyielding power armor sets. Since there's a cost for swapping out legendary cards, for the Bloodied Unyielding build, these cards really might as well not exist. Power Sprinter will reduce the action points used when sprinting in power armor, which is helpful for VATS users. Electric Absorption uses incoming energy attacks to charge your power armor's fusion core, and I think it actually restores a little HP each time the card is triggered. Power Armor Reboot gives you a chance to automatically be revived if you are downed while wearing power armor. Now let's look at the Legendary Special cards. The cool thing about these cards is not only can you use them to boost a specific stat up to 5 points, like Intelligence, hint hint, up to a max of 15, but if you need more help to boost Intelligence, hint hint, you can use another Legendary Special card on a special stat that you've already got maxed out to 15, say Strength, and then move a point over to Intelligence, hint hint. You'll also get to add normal perk cards under the stat that gets boosted, which is really cool. If my hints weren't clear enough, I recommend starting with Legendary Intelligence with your first legendary slot so that you can level up even more quickly. Then, when you've got more slots, you can drop the Intelligence card for something more useful to you. Again, that's just my opinion. If you want to start with another card, like one of the Quality of Life cards, please be my guest. Speaking of quality of life, the Ammo Factory card is useful for people using weapons requiring ammo since it increases the amount of ammo you can create at one time. This card is most helpful for players needing to make prime ammo, which takes a lot of rare resources to make. Basically, if you rank this card up, you won't have to worry about finding or making ammo anymore. The Master Infiltrator card will get you past locked doors or terminals without having to play the minigame. This will replace the Picklock or Hacker cards. If you rank the Master Infiltrator card up to 5, that could free up as many as 6 regular card slots, or at least make it so you don't have to swap out cards every time you want to open a door or read a terminal. Survival Shortcut generates the new Survival Syringe consumable over time. The frequency of getting one of the syringes and the max amount you can carry go up as you rank up the card. A survival syringe is like a stim pack, disease cure, food and drink consumable, all in one. Of course, you have to remember to use it, but it can help. Next, we'll look at defensive cards. These next two cards require matching sets of armor. That sounds easy, but finding a full set of matching unyielding armor can take a lot of time. So I'll leave it up to you if you think these two are useful or not. Funky Duds gives you poison damage resist if you are wearing a matching set of armor. Some creatures, such as the Scorch Beast Queen, deal out poison damage, so it might be worth the effort. Sizzling Style gives you an increased resistance to fire damage if you are wearing a matching set of armor. Besides weapons and creatures that deal fire damage, there are the Falling Embers in the Colossal Problem quest. So again, this might be worth the effort. Honestly, the next card, the Brawling Chemist card, can go under both protection and damage output cards. It generates the new Super Chem Mark I. The frequency of getting the Super Chems and the max amount you can carry will go up as you rank up the card. The Super Chem Mark I gives you a boost to your damage resist, damage output, and adds +2 to strength for 5 minutes, which is really useful for Bloodied Unyielding characters. Of course, you have to remember to take the chem, but it can help. Which brings me to the cards that will maximize your damage output. Taking one for the team makes enemies who are attacking you take more damage as long as you're on a team. Since you should pretty much always be on a team to boost your XP anyway, this is a really good card. Detonation Contagion makes it so an enemy has a chance to explode if killed with your thrown explosive weapons. That's handy if you use grenades a lot. Hack and Slash gives a chance for melee attacks using VATS to do area damage to other enemies. Collateral Damage gives a chance for enemies killed with melee weapons to explode, damaging other enemies. Unfortunately, this card won't work with unarmed attacks, but the Exploding Palm card will. It does the same thing for unarmed attacks as Collateral Damage does for armed attacks. Your enemies can explode. Far-Flung Fireworks gives enemies killed with ranged weapons a chance to explode, damaging other enemies. By the way, I think the explosive cards do stack with the Demolition Expert card, which is cool. If you're a sneaky character, Follow-Through causes enemies hit with ranged sneak attacks to take more damage over time. The bonus damage and the length of time increases as you rank up the card. So, that's a brief overview of the Legendary PERK cards. What do I recommend for Bloodied Unyielding build characters? To be honest, I'm still mulling that over for myself, but here's what I'm thinking at the moment. None of my characters right now have matching sets of unyielding armor, so I'll skip the defensive cards that have that requirement for now. If I finish making a set of unyielding Secret Service armor, I'm going to rethink that decision. For melee builds, I'm looking at taking one for the team, Hack and Slash, and Exploding Palm, since I use a Deathclaw Gauntlet, which counts as being unarmed. If I used one- or two-handed melee weapons, I'd choose the Collateral Damage card instead. For the 3 remaining card slots, I'm looking at Legendary PERK cards and Quality of Life cards, such as Master Infiltrator and the Legendary Luck and Agility cards. For characters using bloodied ranged weapons, like my Stealth Commando character, I'm looking at Ammo Factory, taking one for the team, Far-Flung Fireworks, and Follow-Through. I'm also thinking about Legendary Strength and Legendary Luck. Again, I want to stress that this is what I'm thinking for my characters. I'm not trying to say, you must use these cards. In fact, I want to hear what you think are the best legendary cards for your build in the comments section. And that's it for this video. In addition to giving me your thoughts on the Legendary PERK cards, let me know what videos you'd like to see in the future. I do value your input, and I'm happy to make videos that you request, just like this one. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time with another Fallout 76 video.